You are watching TV9 News. I am Amrita. A lot of us, the Indian population, lives in cities and many more plan to do so, we like it or not. According to the World Bank, nearly 34% of the Indian population was living in urban areas by 2017, and the government estimates it to rise to 40% by 2030. Do you think there will be enough space in cities for all? Well, the government is also concerned about the same and is planning to build 8 new cities in 8 states. Other than meeting the growing urbanization demand, the government says it will boost economic activity and generate employment. While there is not much information as to how and where these cities will be built, it is likely that these cities will be an extension to old and existing cities. The 15th Finance Commission has recommended a grant of 8,000 crore rupees for 8 cities to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. That would make 1,000 crore rupees each for a new city. The amount sounds peanuts, and there are questions raised about whether it will be enough or not. However, the project will begin on a pilot basis and will be tested. It is likely that more funds may follow. We spoke to Professor Ashish Verma from the Department of Civil Engineering at the Indian Institute of Science on what goes into building an entirely new city. Some of the common questions that it produces right now is, first of all, it says that a new city will be developed, will be built, and it is high time that we have it now. So what does a new city mean? Like, what all does it entail?
Well, of course, when you call certain agglomeration as a city, it's essentially the kind of activities that happen in that agglomeration, which would qualify it for to be called as a city. Unlike a rural area where the predominant nature of activity would be agriculture or animal husbandry, or other such kind of trades or activities that we do. Those non-rural activities, I mean, other than these rural activities in an urban agglomeration, would actually qualify it for a city. And of course, the city size and the population mainly would decide whether you call it as a small town or a tier 2 city or a first order metropolitan city. Ideally, in today's age, if you want to think about a new city and how ideally it should be, I would say a city where the basic function of mobility, whether it is of people or goods, okay, it's the movement of people and goods from point A to point B, is the core function that the city has to perform. Now, when I say we can learn a lot from our previous experience, let's look at the smart city program. When the vision for smart city program was given by Honorable Prime Minister, it was an excellent vision. And even today, if you look at the smart city goals, that were laid down on their website, they are quite, ideal goals that one can set for a city. The city should be sustainable. This definition that I just spoke about, the smart city principles actually imbibe that definition quite well. But what happened eventually was, from that vision of smart city, as we got down to actual implementation and detailing of how it would actually happen in those 100 smart cities that were selected, what we have seen is that whole vision is lost. So we have seen some greenfield cities in last few decades. For example, Noida, Gurgaon, yeah, or New Bombay, Naya Raipur, yeah. In Andhra Pradesh, they were also working on Amravati, the new capital for Andhra Pradesh. So, but Amravati is still to kick off and so on. But if you look at these other examples that I mentioned, they are all examples of how horribly wrong one can go with urban planning, land use planning, and transport planning. Okay, if you see these cities, which were greenfield cities, Gurgaon, their nightmare to travel, and the amount of carbon footprint that you would see by the kind of travel choices people have in these cities and places, it is far away from that ideal, sustainable city. So, if you are thinking about these 8 new cities, the question comes is, do you envision these cities as walking cities, or say cycling cities, or transit oriented cities? Okay, these are key questions to answer.
What I want to ask is currently the budget allocated, the recommended budget allocation is about 1000 crore rupees for each of these cities. So, a total 8000 crore rupees. Is that enough 1000 crore rupees for each city on a pilot basis?
No, of course not. Of course not.
But
I
on a
think
pilot basis, probably they
even on
want.
pilot basis, see, this is a small amount. If you
Hmm.
build a metro, you'll hardly be able to build, say, a few kilometers of metro with this 1,000 crore.
Okay.
Forget about the whole city. So I think there must be something there in government's mind as to how they will finance and provide funding opportunity for these cities. I think this may be like an initial grant for those states to maybe prepare a blueprint, prepare a master plan, assign, appoint consultants, create a structure or planning, and maybe few basic elements of the cities in place.
Professor Verma says connectivity is essential and the type of city needs to be decided too. Moreover, mistakes from previous cases, even in smart city projects, where Verma says the paper presentation could not be implemented properly, cannot be repeated. What do you think about the new cities? Does India need more cities? And if so, what type? Tell us in the comment section down below. Also like, share and subscribe to TV9 News. Thank you for watching.